Yeah, looks like they back for a fifth season, man.
Who that?
Sports Roundtable.
Who?
SRT Crew.
Whoa.
SRT. They got that realness flowing in they DNA. Damn you lame if you ain't tuned to SRT today. HO got that payload when he say so. What you betting on? Don't get mad at me on fantasy. Break up Kyrie LeBron. I be smooth as sports superhero Hancock in the mix. Deal with roll tide forever. Real talk, you know who he gon' pick. See where I be with SRT behind the glass. That G Money. Made with a strong. I never lose. 6-man elite. That's J Smooth.
All you other sports radio shows is fake news. Believe that. Turn up your radios, cause it's time for SRT Radio. Yeah.
What up? It's Sports Roundtable, and we are live virtually overlooking wherever you may be. Some may be in the PA, some may be in the GA, but wherever you are, we are in the building. We are fully loaded tonight. We got the lead off here. We going 1 through 4 tonight, and we got some more people coming on. So I'm your humble host, HO from Bankhead, of course. And to my right, to your left, we got my main man, The Reb, is in the building back with us. What's going on, Reb?
What's going on, Big Ho?
Ain't nothing shaking, baby. Yes, sir. And down to my left, I got my main man, Asa Brown, who missed us last week because, I don't know, was it you and Costa had no bet going on, did
you? Nah, man. I just he ain't gonna show up until late in the season. I ain't worrying about the beginning of the season.
Oh, okay. I got you. There it is. And of course, down to my bottom right is the coach. Yes, sir. The coach stirs the drinks. And coach, we got to ask you before we even get this thing started, who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Steelers come the 8th in the Benz?
I got more to say about it, but for right now, it's Russell Wilson.
Okay, you got more to say about it. I got you. I understand that. But so, man, we got a whole lot to talk about tonight, man. And I didn't put it in the notes, but we do have Smitty Smith coming on for the Falcon Report. We got to talk about that. Yeah, so if you got any Falcons questions, go ahead and jot them down because we got Smitty Smith coming on about 7:45 to see what he think about the cuts, the surprise cuts, and all that kind of stuff about what the Falcons are going to do. What else we got going on here? And that's all in the hot news. And we got we go preview the first week of this week 1. Week 0 is I guess that's the cutesy way of saying football has started. But week 1, I think this is how everything really jumps off.
Week 0 is the way to hide that them boys playing NFL season.
Yeah, absolutely. So week 1 is
you can't say week 15 or week 16 and week 0.
Yeah, and one thing I did notice is that ESPN chose the Colorado Buffalo game instead of another rivalry game or a rivalry game to kind of get some notoriety upon to make a little money, to get more people eyes to the ESPN. They chose to put Colorado first game of the season on ESPN. So just want to give y'all a note on that. And we're gonna talk about, are you betting? Are you gonna bet this week? Are you a fruit cup guy? Are you drafting your fantasy football? And who not to draft and who will you draft? So we'll give some tidbits on that. And last but not least, Magic Johnson responds to Ant-Man. As Ant-Man says, he said what he said, so that's his truth. No, I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes I guess people are having to kind of rethink some things or some people's feelings get hurt when they're not included into certain things. So, was it a good thing to say, or that Magic kind of like get offended by that. So yeah, and John, now we got my boy from Alabama joining us. D. Will, the coach, is in the building, everybody. Yes, sir. And coach, and I see Red smiling over there.
What up, Chris?
What's up?
Red said he ready for you this week. Yes,
hey, look, I put my wireless mic on for y'all this week so y'all can really hear me.
Yeah. So week one is gonna be talked about, and yeah, D-Will, I can't wait to hear what you got to say about what Ant-Man said and how Magic responded. Yeah, so that's gonna be a good one. And to all y'all baseball fans, down in the roundtable discussion, I know Coach will love this. Reb, I think you'll love it too, but I got some baseball kind of nuggets that I was toying with this week. And I wish I'm sure Red to be on later on to see how this thing will go. Maybe he can take this to the show and kind of really do this thing up and make it do how it do. But yes, sir, as Bob Lancaster had just chimed in, he said we got some legends in the room, all in one room. Yes, sir. So with that being said, fellas and ladies and everybody who's tuning in all over the world, it is time for some hot news. And the hot news is sponsored by my good old friends, Big Easy Grill, 1193 Collier Road, Atlanta, Georgia. I was over there this weekend, and man, I put it down. I think I posted my empty plates on Facebook. And boy, I deal with every time I ate a crab claw, I thought about you. I was like, oh, boy, I know my boy love this.
Hey, say Big H.O., say you the new Keith Lee, huh?
Hey, man, listen, and I like Mr. Chime a little better, though.
You like Mr. Chime a little better?
Yeah, I like Mr. Chime a little better. He's a little, listen, he'll go around and give you a little money if he like it.
Right.
Yeah, I like Mr. Chime a little better. And just like I said, Big Easy Grill, you see what Bob got to say.
Yes, sir.
There's shrimp in town. I mean, if y'all not no shrimp eaters, then I wouldn't suggest you go. But if you are a shrimp eater,
yeah,
whew, Lord have mercy.
I need to go then.
Yeah, you need to go. I'm telling you, you need to go. It'll change your life. And bring some white gloves too, so you'll know the difference between the shrimp and your finger. Yeah, I had some in the trunk. So, all right. With that being said, we'll go ahead and jump off week one. Not week 0, but week 1. We're gonna start it off, and I said early in the show that funny how ESPN has the Colorado Buffaloes on their telecast, the first game of Deion's pressured year at Colorado, when they could have went a different route and got another game, but they decided to use Deion as this game. So I'm gonna start out with you, D-Will. What is your most anticipated game in week 1 coming up?
Well,
it's excluding Alabama.
Okay, thank you. Because I was going to say, like, Western Kentucky, that's what I want to see, like, for real, right? But to be honest with you, the game I'm most interested in is it's not Deion, even though it should be, because it's the first game of the season, that which we should all be looking forward to that just to get our juices back flowing. But the game of the weekend, let's just keep it real. We all know what the game is, man. And because if either one of these teams takes a loss, it's gonna go a long way, right? And I don't believe in either too tough, but it's right up y'all alley, and it's Georgia Clemson. Right? Okay. Like, Clemson is the coup de grace of the ACC, especially with Florida State going down in week 0. Now, all the pressure of the entire conference lays on the shoulders of Clemson. So, with that being said, everybody, I think it's a consensus here that Georgia's the number one team in the country, and probably is all of our picks realistically to win the national championship. So this game is going to go a long way. Clemson has to win this football game. If they don't win this football game, I think the ACC might be cut out already from any playoff contention. So I'm going to go with that game, even though, just to speak on Deion, how irrelevant is he, Paul Feinbaum, when y'all put him on as the first game of the season? He's very irrelevant until you need him to be relevant. My thing is, I listen to Feinbaum daily, and for him to make those type of comments on First Take and Get Up, but then if you listen to his show, which is an SEC-based show, it's aired on the SEC network, he ain't talking about nothing but Deion. He even had the dude who writes the bad articles on the show today. So his whole show is built around Colorado and Deion. However, they're irrelevant. So ESPN is smart because they're the best sports marketers in the world. And with them putting Colorado with all the hype around them on in the first game, it's just going to bring all the numbers to their station to kick off football season.
All right, sound like a buster coming up here pretty soon, based on what you just.
You know, I kind of gave it to you early, but he's definitely in there.
Okay, good deal. All right, Asa, your thoughts on the first week of the football season? Which game are you looking forward to?
I'm gonna piggyback a little bit off of D-Will in the sense of, I think the Texas A&M Notre Dame game is just as important for Notre Dame, because if you go with D-Will on everything riding on Clemson in the ACC, then it's important that Notre Dame win as well, because most of their schedule is an ACC-based schedule. So that Notre Dame Texas A&M game, Texas A&M is a big game because Bo got to show up at some point. Like this might.
He froze.
Oh. Okay. All right, Coach, we're gonna go to you. I think Asa froze there. All right, Coach, we're going to you. Which game you looking forward to, and what do you think about the first week?
He's muted.
Yeah, Coach, you're muted.
There you go, Coach.
Oh, my bad. Of course, my game I'm looking forward to, of course, is going to be on Sunday night in neutral territory with USC against LSU. The loser of that game, they showed on ESPN, their chances of making the playoffs drops to single digits. So that's going to be big. So if you lose that game, you pretty much, unless you just go on a massive killing spree and beat everybody else in your conference, it ain't happening for the playoffs. So that game is big. But the most intriguing game, well, the game I'm looking forward to, another one, Georgia and Clemson. And y'all forgive me, and Rev, I'm going to ask for your forgiveness right now. I hope Georgia beats the you-know-what out of Clemson, because I do not like Dabo Swinney at all. His non-black racist, whatever you want to call him, Dabo, I hope he get beat 60-0. No, I take that back. Get beat like they did TCU. I hope they punish him and get him right on out of the playoffs and say bye-bye Clemson. All that hype they putting on Clemson, I hope they beat the brakes off of them. And before I go, D-Will, I don't know if you heard about it, but I know you probably have. I'm sending my condolences to that young football player that died out there in Alabama, Chase Teller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a sad situation. I saw that happen. And just send condolences to his family.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Red. Before I start with you, it's funny how when the last couple of weeks and you on the show, before everybody start to say anything crazy, they say, "Forgive me, Red." I mean, it's just an observation. And even Bo Bell last week when he talked, he was like, he said a couple of things was like, "My bad, Reb," and this and that. That just goes along with the respect of what you've become. So I just wanted to give you that acknowledgement and observation. All right, now first week, who are you looking forward to?
Well, D. Will had it all wrong when he first started. I don't know why anybody is looking forward to Georgia and Clemson. ESPN and ABC aren't even really looking forward to it, putting the game on at 12 o'clock. So that lets you know the prime time. So if the network ain't putting it on prime time, then why are we giving it prime time on the Sports Roundtable? But that's another story for another day. But that coach, actually, he started off right in this USC LSU. This year is a proven year for Brian Kelly at LSU, as well as Lincoln Riley at USC. Lincoln Riley's last 2 years, 11-3, 8-5. He needs a big W to make folk feel like they can keep hope alive in Southern California. Brian Kelly, what's his record? I have my notes. Hold on for a second. He's had a little bit more success than Lincoln Riley. He's gone 10-4, 10-3. If he were coaching at Mississippi or Mississippi State, that works. Not at LSU. So he has to take a huge leap forward. He best believe those folk in Baton Rouge are expecting him to quantum leap even D. Will's group in Alabama now that Nick Saban ain't there. So losing a game to USC, who's barely in the top 25, that's the most intriguing game, because both of those coaches could be on the hot seat. Both of those coaches could be lame duck coaches during the season or at the beginning of next year. So that's the most intriguing game to me.
Hold on. Rebuttal. How are we going to say the most intriguing game is two irrelevant teams? We don't expect LSU to do nothing in the SEC. We don't expect USC to do nothing in the Big Ten. Tell me, which one of y'all up here astute people have LSU or USC going to the playoffs? None. Zero. Zilch. Nobody will have either one of those teams in your top 12. Coach, you got one?
USC.
Oh, they gonna win the Big Ten?
I ain't saying win the Big Ten. You said playoffs. I'm talking playoffs.
They're not gonna be in the top 3 or top 4 in the Big Ten. That ain't happening. They ain't going. Neither is LSU. So my point being is, Clemson and Georgia are legit national contending teams. They are holding up the throttle for the ACC, because we know the top 4, the conference champions get a bye. So that means if they can win the weak ACC, they're already into the second round of the playoffs. We all expect Georgia to be there. We expect Georgia to be the top team. So in my opinion, which it should be y'all's also, that's the most intriguing game because it has the most impact on the outcome of the season. This game might be pretty for game 1, but catch me in 8 weeks. We ain't talking about USC, nor will we be talking about LSU.
All right.
Yeah, I'm at the
same. Hold on for a second. I know we're about to talk. I don't bet, so I can go ahead and start that. I'm not going to be betting this week.
Right.
But D. Will, you pontificated very nicely.
Hey, say that word. Say that word again, Rev.
Pontificated. Real nice. But it was a waste of your oxygen. Because once again, if I'm looking at what I'm looking at, 1, the game starts at 12. Secondly, if I'm looking at the point spread, they got Georgia winning by 13.5 points. So how in the world are we going to keep sitting here letting D. Will waste our time talking about a game where it's not even on prime time and the point spread is almost 2 touchdowns?
But who are the better teams?
Huh?
Who are the better teams that have a bigger shot at the playoff?
Well, that's on paper right now. We don't know. We don't know what Clemson is.
They the ACC.
Haven't done anything since Deshaun Watson and Sunshine going to the NFL. So we're going off Clemson being an ACC title contender based on past hype. But I hear the spirit of Janet Jackson singing to me right now. Dabo and Clemson, what have you done for me lately? Nothing.
Listen,
why is that a big game? Why is that a big game when there's only one proven team that's done something within the past 3 years? Clemson has done, in the spirit of my late coach who passed away from Mays High School, Coach John Otis, Clemson has done nothing. Nothing.
But we're talking about you just gave me the stats on LSU and USC and how bad the coaches here are and how big of a season they need to not be fired. They got to get more than 8 wins and 10 wins to even be relevant. So why are we? You see my point there? You kind of contradicting your take.
Here's the question, D-Will. What's the most intriguing game? Which game has the more intriguing story? 2 coaches that have great fan bases that could be on the hot seat, or a game that's going to be lopsided? What's more intriguing?
To me, the Clemson, Georgia. That's a lot.
Why? How is a game that's supposed to be 14-point differential exciting?
You know what you just said? Supposedly.
So Clemson is supposed to be an ACC contender, but the
ACC is weak though. With FSU losing last week, that gives them a clean shot to the second round of the playoff. That gives them an automatic first round bye. That's why it's intriguing.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna let you have.
We'll agree to disagree.
I'm gonna let you have, because we need to move on with the show.
How about we come back in 8 weeks and we'll settle it? Well, maybe 6 weeks. May not even be that long.
We can just come back next Wednesday.
Yeah, there you go. But my interesting game of the week is, and I'm gonna stick to the script. My apologies, Red, but the teams that's going to win me some moolah, some millions. Yeah, that's the team that's the most intriguing to me. And it's starting tomorrow. I think NC State plays somebody that's lopsided. I think I'm gonna take an NC State win over that. Yes, so I'm starting off Thursday, going all the way to this Saturday. And by Monday, hopefully some munions will be in the account where I could probably go to Waffle House and order me a little something, or whatever the case may be. So I will be doing some fruit cup scooping.
Now that you live in a saved life, Horace, you told me about your testimony.
Yeah, I did.
Now you come up on some money, bro. That 10% need to be going somewhere.
All you have to do.
If it needs to go somewhere, I can give you my church. If you need to tithe somewhere, we can pass the bucket.
Okay, that'll work. Next week, just put your Cash App on the on your screen right now.
I'm gonna put my church's Cash App, but it gonna be mine because I'm making it rain.
So Rev, you ain't playing with the Lord's money.
No, I don't do that, Doc. I don't do that.
There it is. But I had to bring that up. But my next question is this though. In week 0, we saw Florida State lose and we saw Georgia Tech win. In the top of the headline says Georgia Tech upsets Florida State. And I got to thinking. And I'm like, first game of the season. We really don't know who's who and what's what. So my question is, was it really an upset based on what we actually saw? Or they just want to call it that to give it some juice? Because we didn't know what DJ was going to bring to Florida State. We didn't know how Georgia Tech would respond, and with all of the ups and downs, and how Haynes Kings would respond as well. Georgia Tech almost run for 200-yard rushing. Florida State looked like they were hit in the mouth and didn't respond back, or whatever the case may be. So, were they even worthy of a number 10 ranking prior to the season? And is Georgia Tech better than what we thought they were? So was it really an upset? It don't matter who go first.
I'll take a stab at it.
All right.
On paper, it was an upset. Most of the rankings oftentimes stem from the previous season. FSU did have a wonderful season. They cried because they weren't honored through an undefeated record to go to the playoffs. But if we are going to give them some due, they were one of the top teams last year. So they got that top 10 ranking based on what they did last year. We don't really know what these teams are anymore because of the transfer portal. So that's why the top 25 rankings is really not anything until maybe we're in 4 or 5 weeks into the season, because they can't factor in what the team is going to look like with all the transfers on these teams. Also, should we be shocked that Florida State lost, or should we be more shocked that Georgia Tech won? I'm going to say I'm not as shocked that Florida State lost because of who their quarterback is. I think we talked about it on our show, the Red and Red Sports Show, on Saturdays at 11 a.m. If you don't mind me giving a small plug. We talked about that any team, DJ Ugugulegli, whatever his name is, who is affectionately the Desmond Ritter of college football, you don't expect that team to do much. He didn't do much at Clemson. He didn't do much at Oregon State. So the same player going to a different team, what now do we expect? We don't expect him to do much at Florida State. So it wasn't totally surprising. I think Georgia Tech, finally, they've taken a step up. Their program is going in the right direction. They now are a legitimate college football team. Do I think they're an ACC contender? As Coach would say on our show, stay tuned. Too early to make that statement. But we clearly see that the dog days at Georgia Tech are primarily over, and that they'll at least be a formidable opponent, and they might mess around and even compete if we say that the ACC is a weak league. So I'm not surprised at all that Florida State lost because of their quarterback, who has been trash everywhere he's gone.
Shout out to Breeze. What up, Breeze? All right, Coach, what you got?
Well, DJ Ugly is on his 16?
Very Trumpian, Coach. Not very Trumpian, Coach.
I'm sorry. DJU is on his 6, 7, 18. And his upside, he was not one of the main QBs that they were talking about when they talk about the QBs who were transferring. And Florida State took a chance. Well, I'm not, and nobody's saying by any means Florida State is out of it. They got a whole season to go. But Florida State, unfortunately, has assumed the distinction of being the first team in ACC history to be in 17th place right out the bat. They're in 17th place right now. So Georgia Tech didn't surprise me as much. I knew they were going to give them a game because Haynes King is real. I didn't know they was going to run all over them like that, though. But hey, you give somebody a chance and they stay close, and Georgia Tech stayed close with them and then beat them on that field goal. And the announcer tickled me talking about Florida State. Now, Georgia Tech has found gold at the end of the rainbow or something like that. And I said, Lord, but yeah, Florida State, I don't think they're going to be out of it, but I don't see them as being a viable contender as long as DJU is the quarterback.
That's a good way to say his name, DJU. I like that.
Before you go, D. Will, let me say this. Let me give this thing about Hancock. Hancock is a notable Florida State fan, and prior to the game, I called him and asked him was he go put some fruit cups on the game, and he said he had a free bet, but he didn't use it. But if he did, he would have given up the 13 points that Florida State was giving Georgia Tech. I say, wow, you would have given it? He was like, yeah. So that was prior to the game. After the game, his comment was, Florida State ain't got nothing. Florida State, they ain't gonna do it. I don't know what I don't know why they should have got Cam Ward or whatever the case may be. So
yeah, he was out there.
So just I was just like, it's funny how you can go from this to that with just one loss and that quick. He was willing to give up the 13 points to the loss and said, I'm done. They ain't gonna do nothing. All right, D-Will, what you got? Was it really an upset?
Before I go, let me get this napkin right here and wipe this egg off my face that I hit myself with last week by believing in, excuse me, Rev, damn Mike Norvell. Jesus Christ. Listen to me, man. Florida State is the biggest joke in college football. If we would just go back a couple of seasons, I remember being in I think I was in New Orleans or somewhere, man. No, I was in Memphis in the casino watching Florida State lose to a 1AA or FCS Jacksonville State, right? Y'all remember that game just a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, they just turned it all around, and here we are. Florida State is back, and they're a contender. They go undefeated last year, don't deserve to get in the playoff, didn't get in the playoff, whined and cried all off season. Put them at number 10, and then they come into this season with their prime time, week 0, beginning of the season, all eyes on you. Here is redemption time for Florida State. And what does Mike Norvell do? He pisses down his leg. I will not be trusting Mike Norvell the rest of my life. I will never say anything good about Florida State as long as he is the head coach. He is one guy that I have zero confidence in leading a college football program, even more so than I don't believe in Dabo Swinney. Okay? So that's telling you I have zero confidence in the ACC. So my point is, I cannot believe I gave them the benefit of the doubt to say that they were going to beat the hell out of Georgia Tech. I'm sorry. I am done with Florida State for good. They don't, Hancock, I'm glad you ain't here. I'm going to tell you like this. They do not deserve to be mentioned on the SRT show ever again. They are banned from now on from being talked about on this platform if Big H.O. will give me the authority to lay down my gavel. Because every single time, all they do is piss it down their leg. And it's not, listen, I don't trust DJU at all. And I agree with all of what y'all said about him. But more so, I don't trust Mike Norvell. Mike Norvell is just as bad as that other coach that we saw the game that came on this weekend. It was an FCS game, and it was the worst coaching job I had ever seen on a college football field in my life. Time management was the worst. I put Mike Norvell in that category. That's how I feel about the upset, because it was an upset, like Rev said, on paper. It was number 10 versus unranked. So on paper, it's an upset. But, man, they don't deserve any more conversation from anybody on this panel, ever.
All right, so with that being said, I do have to ask this question. Florida State is trending down. If Colorado wins the first 2 games, how long will it be before the rumors of prime time taking over at Florida State?
Are they not there already?
I mean, we just projecting at this point. We're not trying to say
he don't have to win. That's my point. I don't think he has to win. That's how Mike Norvell's seat's so hot right now. It don't matter what. Deion can go 4-8 again, and they will hire him next year, guaranteed.
Okay. Reb, you're looking a little like I'm not sure. What's your thoughts on that?
Here's the thing. I think D. Will's right in what he's saying. I just don't know how committed Deion is to college football. I think he's more committed to his kids than he is college football. And somehow this is supposed to be Shadour's last year, and he's been with Shador every step of the way. And I think he's going to try to find his way to the NFL because that's where Shadour's next step is. So this is why I struggle with the belief that Deion might become the head coach of Florida State if he were committed to college football and not necessarily his son or sons. Then I would be all on board. They might as well get Deion's plane ready and get his bags packed to leave Boulder and to go to Tallahassee. But I think he's more concerned about his sons than he is college football. So that's why I'm not frowning what D. Will said, because I totally agree with it if Deion was focused on college football.
Right.
But I think his focus is more on his sons, his assets, than he is college football.
Right. And he's been dragged through the mud in media with Feinbaum as well. So you got to take that in consideration. He's probably got to see a therapist with all this nonsense going on with, they'll throw the you didn't marry the girl and all this other kind of stuff with Tracy Edmonds. And I mean, it's just a whole bunch of junk that he has to put up with. So I agree with you. He has a lot on his plate. But to get him back home to where he has some peace, to get him back home to Florida, not as he's from Fort Myers, that's in Tallahassee. I'm not sure how far that is, but to get him close back to his roots could possibly give him some peace. But who knows? But that is a great point that you mentioned there, Rev. Coach, you got anything you want to say about that?
Well, unfortunately for that theory, Rev, one place he ain't going that he would hope, but they already got a quarterback. I know Deion would hope that Shedeur get drafted by Denver so he don't have to sell his house, but that ain't gonna happen. So he ain't gonna stay there because they already got the 18-year college player Bo Nix, so he ain't going nowhere. So Deion, people looking at him as more of a showman than a coach at this point. And he is in that, like I say, he's in that proving ground. Now, him going to Florida State, all I can say is this. If Deion goes to Florida State, he better not put Colorado on the schedule. That's all I can say. Because he going to need Secret Service, U.S. Marshals, and everybody, because he can't go back to Colorado. He ain't going to be able to go back there if he go to Florida State. But, hey, like you said, H.O. Deion and Rev and Deion is looking out for Deion.
Can I say one extra thing?
Go ahead.
I think from a college football perspective, it makes a whole lot of sense for Deion to go to Florida State. I think one of the biggest issues that may prevent it from happening, I don't know how much those boosters going to want to acquiesce to Deion. It's a lot of rich white folk at Florida State. And I don't know, even though they love Deion, he brings a lot of attention. I don't know how many of those boosters are going to want to acquiesce to Deion's antics, his showmanship. Colorado needed a boost. Colorado hadn't been relevant since most of us were in middle school and high school. So they needed a boost. But I don't know if those persons in Tallahassee is a very affluent city. That's the capital of Florida. So I don't know if they're going to, bow down at the altar of Deion. That I just don't know.
Let me tell you why they will. And it's the only reason. Because they're trying to get in the SEC. That's sense. The only reason. They're trying to make the transition out of the ACC into the SEC. And what would make Florida State immediately relevant inside the SEC? And that's hiring Coach Prime.
That's great.
They are the talk of the SEC if that happens. That's the only reason, to use your eloquent words, acquiesce to a Deion Sanders. That is it. Because they know that their pockets, like you say, they're affluent. They know their pockets are going to swell if they hire Deion and get into the SEC. That's the only reason I say it's a good move and it is the move, but I'm with you. I don't know how much Deion wants that move, especially dealing with what he has to deal with media-wise at Colorado, imagine making a move to the SEC and being the head coach of Florida State. It's going to ramp up times 100. Can he and will he be willing to deal with that?
Now we can't let Deion off the hook completely with all of the media bashing that he goes through, because he did go on this little mantra for 4 weeks. Do you believe? Do you believe? And he was shutting people down when they would not say, do you believe? And then he went on a losing streak the rest of the season. So we can't just say the media has been completely unfair to Deion, because he was soaking it all up. He made Boulder a lot of money, made Colorado a lot of money. He was the talk of college football for at least a month. Mm-hmm. And he was really rubbing it in. Do you believe? Do you believe? Shutting folk down. So, that's where Deion got to realize you might want to be a little bit more even keel with the highs and lows that come with college football.
Now, I will say this. If he decides to go to Florida State, one thing he would not have to worry about, Reb, is he won't have his kids anymore, so they won't have to acquiesce to the favoritism that he's been so highly accused of in Colorado, the favoritism to his kids or whatever the case may be. So if he goes there, it'll be fair game, all neutral, this and that and whatever the case. And so that's another
Hey, Harris, we don't say he's been accused of it. He's been doing it. Let's be real. What other player go get away with flashing his watch during the game? Come on now. And doesn't experience any repercussions for what they did. So that would be a blessing in disguise, not having anybody named Sanders on the Florida State sideline.
Yeah, that is a good point.
You don't touch 12. You don't touch the quarterback. You don't touch the wide receivers. He said that.
Yeah. All right, man. As we wait on Smitty to come on with this fact report, I got one more thing before we go. Who's a bigger hater? Skip Bayless with LeBron James or Feinbaum with Deion Sanders?
Oh, Skip Bayless.
No, that's Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless.
That's easy.
That's easy.
Feinbaum has praised Deion. He said he's giving Deion praise. He's not particularly enamored with this situation that Deion doing, because he think that he shouldn't even give that reporter that much leeway to be noticed, to give him that much notoriety for a nobody. But Feinbaum has gone on record to praise Deion. He talked about him well last year. So, Skip, you wonder why
I think y'all right, cause they in the comments saying Skip, and they said Bayless. It's not even close.
It's not even close, because the bottom line is Skip is always going to hate on LeBron because he doesn't like the fact that LeBron is in the GOAT conversation with Michael Jordan. So that's always going to cause Skip to hate on LeBron. The one thing about Paul Feinbaum is he'll talk about your team where you are at that moment. He'll adjust. If Deion's team starts competing for national championship, he'll give Deion his props. But LeBron can do nothing good. He can't win a championship without Skip still hating on him. So Skip will always be the biggest hater. Paul Feinbaum, I don't even really consider him a hater. I consider him more of a stater than a hater.
Okay. I like the statement. It's cute, but he's a hater. Now I don't care what y'all talking about. Paul Feinbaum is a hater, and it's simply due to what you just said. Now, on the topic of the conversation, is Skip just due to longevity. He's been hating on that man for 20 years. He made his career hating on LeBron James. However, Deion Sanders was on with Robert Griffin III on, I guess, his podcast. He made a great point on that podcast where he said, he said, I'm a paraphrase because I don't want to mess his quote up, but he was like, to the fact of Paul Feinbaum and the type of media that he does is becoming ancient. Media is different. So what does Paul Feinbaum have to do to stay relevant? And that's attach himself to the hottest thing in college football. And what has Paul Feinbaum built his career off of? Controversy, right? Paul Feinbaum has not built his career off giving coaches props. I'm just here to tell y'all. He's got his show used to come on before he went national. He was the reason to getting coaches fired. That was in his intro to his show before he went national. So my point is, Paul Feinbaum is the ultimate hater. And to Rev's point, he's hating on Deion right now because, like you say, he's a stater, not a hater, but he's also an opportunist because he sees the opportunity to hate on Deion to bring conversation to his show, which is an SEC show talking about somebody in the Big 12. So that's where the whole hater thing comes in because he really ain't got no business even talking about it. Why are you even talking about it? And to Coach's point, Coach, he had that dude on his show today. He interviewed the dude that's talking all the trash about Deion today to bring recognition and hate more. Because let's be honest, what the dude said about Deion, he had several quotes about Deion that were disrespectful to him as a man. Damn, being a coach, you don't talk about a person like that personally at all. And he did that. So what is Deion supposed to do? Let him in, let him ask a question like, oh, yeah, you the one that called me Benedict Arnold. Go and ask me a question. No, I don't talk to you. I don't talk to you. So I get that part, but it's Skip Bayless, but Paul Feinbaum's a hater. Don't give him no props. He a hater. He my mentor from afar, but he a hater.
I got you. Hey, Asa, I'm sorry I didn't see you down there at the bottom, but it is now time to bring my main man in to talk about these dirty birds. Smith, I wish I had an intro for you, but I don't. I'll be working on that pretty soon here to get you an intro so we can get this thing started. But Smitty Smith, welcome Smitty Smith to the show. My main man, Antoine Smitty Smith, and boy Hancock told me to tell you he don't care how many times you try to tell the people that we made the best pick possible. He just keeps saying that somebody's gonna lose in this situation, and it's gonna be us. No matter how you look at it, I'm just telling you what he said. But I'm gonna let him defend himself and all that. Hancock got more things to worry about, like how can we get Florida State to the top of the ACC anyway. But you said Norvell is been overrated, right?
Oh yeah, he's super overrated. D Will, man, I just want you to take a deep breath, man, because you preaching, man. You need to pass that collection plate.
There it is, my man. Yes, sir. All right, Smitty, man, we got to talk about it. That they had to cut it down. They had to cut it down to 53-man roster. This is what they say is the hardest day of the hardest part about being a GM, being the head coach, and all this other kind of stuff. But somebody got to do it. And the Falcons had some cuts. They down to 53. They had to do it by 4:00 yesterday on Taco Tuesday, by the way. So, Smitty, tell me who was the most surprising cut or cuts with an S that got cut from the Falcons?
Before I get to the 53, it cut down to 52 because Desmond Ritter just got traded to the Chargers. So we down one less quarterback. And it's no surprise because Chargers actually one of the teams I knew it was a possibility because Herbert is hurt right now. And he may not even start the season on time. So that is not a surprise to me. But surprise cuts, even though they're back on the practice squad. Natron Brooks was one cornerback, played pretty good in the preseason, let himself be known. 5'11", 175, hit like a safety. But I think he had more confidence than anybody out there on the field during those 3 games.
Yes, sir.
You look at surprise cut. I can keep going. Wide receiver. OJ Hilaire, man, he was an athlete that they got, and he had, if you look at his past, he came a long way through a lot of turmoil to make the team, but hey, sometimes it happens. those two are mainly my two go-tos. But let's just say it like this. I think them putting more of their apples in the basket in the trenches is probably one of the smartest moves that no one will ever talk about, because they have depth all on the offensive line, defensive line. And what do we always say? Games won in the trenches. So those two would be my two big cuts.
All right, Wallace online said he would say King and Blair were surprise cuts as well.
Yep, King too.
The reason why King was not a surprise, he hadn't played football in 30 months. He did play good in that Dolphins game, but he still has a ways to go before he really gets back to NFL playing standards. And Blair was here last year on the practice squad. He's worked hard to get better this offseason, but he's back on the practice squad. If he wants a roster spot, he's got to take it.
Okay. So right now, who you got slotted at that CB2?
They named Mike Hughes the number 2 corner.
Okay,
I personally, I was going with Clark Phillips the 3rd, because I feel like that dude is a playmaker. That means to me, I think he'll play in the slot, which I think is a better fit. So I would love to see Clark Phillips take that number 2 spot. But I think Mike Hughes starting has more to do with Jerry Gray more than anybody, because he coached him in Minnesota.
Gotcha. We got him. We still got him coming in. Let's see what they got. I thought Fitzpatrick was a surprise cut as well as Carlos Washington. Shout out to Josh Gillum. And got somebody to disagree with you on Smitty.
Wallace always disagreeing with me, so it ain't nothing new. That's my dog, though.
Yeah,
that's my dog, though.
All right, so my next one is, are the Falcons looking to the waiver wire to add depth as the whole league is getting down to the 53-man roster? Are we adding depth to any position?
It's hit and miss. I think leading up to week 1, that it was all teams. But with Taylor Heineke just getting traded, that opens up a roster spot. So one of the four people we named could end up on the roster now that Taylor Heineke is gone. And I think they may roll with 2 linebackers. So 2 quarterbacks and add a receiver to that 5 to make that a 6. So maybe it was their plan all along.
All right, because the first one you said Ritter. The first time you said Ritter got traded.
I'm sorry, Heineke got traded.
Yeah, Heineke.
Desmond Ritter on the practice squad in Arizona. My bad.
Yeah, no problem. I know you was probably still, you were still hyped about your 42 sacks from last year, so you probably still in last year. So yeah, let's see. All right, say
Taylor Heineke just got traded. So for a conditional 6th round pick. Shout out to Jason Roberts. He's absolutely correct.
So we that was a 3rd round pick we traded for Judon. So we get
right,
6th.
Right.
Okay. All right, so here we go. This gonna be a tough one, Smitty, but I'm sure you the man to answer. Which side of the ball has the most pressure with the offense for the last couple of years been awful, not getting to their potential, with the defense last year at least cracking 42 sacks, and being able to become a top 10 defense? Now which side of the ball has the most pressure going into this season?
That's easy. It's the offense. When you look at Kirk Cousins, he has the most pressure than anybody on his team. Because what have we been saying for the last 2-3 years? We just need a quarterback to get these weapons to football. Now that they've got that, no more excuses. I think, offense more pressure, because you talk about Bijan, who has to break out this year, because if he has anything less than last year, you're going to hear people saying made a bad decision, but they said it anyway. But I think offense hands down. Have Kyle Pitts, who's in a big year for a contract, so he has to be one of the main focal points of this offense too. So yeah, Kirk Cousins has the most pressure than anybody on this team, even Raheem Morris.
All right. With that being said, I just want to clarify: is it Kirk Cousins that has the most pressure, or is it Zach Robinson, who's calling the plays for Kirk Cousins, has the most pressure?
It's still Kirk Cousins because he's going to be Zach Robinson's eyes and ears on the field by him transitioning from college to the pros. He's going to need time to grow and get this offense to gel. So the quarterback is going to have to be the guy to be his eyes and ears on the field in order for him to get better as an offensive coordinator.
All right, so now we're finna go from that to projecting. I want you to project something for me. Who scores the first touchdown this year for the Falcons?
I'm gonna throw a curveball. I say Tyler Algier, and the reason why he's gonna be their short yardage back, goal line back. If they get inside the 5-yard line, I think he's the guy you have to get the football to.
All right. So Antonio, we may join you tonight on that double shot there, buddy. We may join him tonight. Reb, you didn't see that. All right, Smitty. And by the way, if y'all want to catch Smitty on YouTube, on social media, please follow Smitty Sports Machine. I got it right there going across the screen right there. So y'all make sure y'all follow. He can get you in the know. He can put you in the game with all Falcons news as always. All right, my next one, Smitty, is who do you feel comfortable with as a better option for kick returner and punt returner? Avery or McLeod?
Ray McLeod, and that's only because he played last year. Avery is coming back from a devastating injury, so he's still on the healing mend, and Ray is a playmaker, and he can also make plays as a wide receiver. So I just say Ray.
Didn't Ray make a crucial fumble in that game last year in the playoffs?
Yeah, but hey, it happens.
I'm okay. I was just.
It happens.
I got you. So you like Ray, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. If he would they actually split duties, or you think they will?
Yeah, they probably will. They probably will.
All right, so this is the last one. I know you probably looked at this one and was like, man, look at him. He there he go with this. All right, so I got a double fill in the blank. After the first 4 games, if the Falcons are blank, then we are blank.
After the first 4 games, if the Falcons are 1-3, we may be slightly in trouble. The only reason why we may not be in trouble is because the back end of the schedule, the last 6 games, are very winnable. If we have a winning record going into those 6 games, we could coast into the playoffs with confidence, and that's going to be dangerous for this team and anybody that's going to face us down the road.
Okay, there you go. Anybody else got any questions for Smith before? Okay, D. Will, what you got?
Before I get out of here, I gotta ask this one. Depending on how the season goes, what is the pressure level for Raheem Morris to get it done? How much of a leash does he have, not only with the organization, but with the fan base? What type of season does he need to have for the fan base to fully accept him as a winning head coach?
That's a great question. Pressure level out of 10, I would say 5, only because it's his first year. And you talk about, I think winning the NFC South. I think that gets him over the hump with the fans because that gives them a playoff berth, that gives them a home game. So if they just win the NFC South, he'll be good with the fans.
Because we know Falcons fans can be unrealistic at times in their expectations.
Man, you preaching to the choir. I know. I have to hear it all the time. Trust me.
Right. So I just want to know what Raheem Morris being. We've been saying for years. Oh, they need a brother. They need a brother. They got a brother who relates to the masses. How much of a leash are they gonna get? That was the biggest question for me.
If you go by years, I would say at least 3 seasons. You got to look at this as the season for him to get things together. Then you go into next season. If they make the playoffs this year, next season, the pressure could go up a little bit. But the thing about it, you got everything in place. So, I mean, no excuses. Just go out there and execute.
All right, I got a question for Smitty.
Ray, what's up?
They made this disclaimer. I am an unemotional Falcons fan. Matt Ryan stole my Falcons football joy. So I'm still in recovery. All right, so I want to just put that out.
Okay, hold on. How did Matt Ryan do it? Don't tell me what the Super Bowl.
It started with the Super Bowl, and then it started with his contract. I'm not a big market football guy. I knew what the Falcons were what they were going to experience when they gave him money, because he's not the type of player who can offset a big salary. He needs everything around him, so that was going to decimate other parts of the team, which we saw would be the defense. And then the offense wasn't even up to speed as well. And we could go on and on and on about it, but I knew that was a terrible move. And I used to be on Maceo, Hurd, and Glazer's show, The Crush, and told them it was going to be terrible when they signed him to that contract, and I already knew what was down the pipe. But here's the question. It's quarterback related. So I'm in Pennsylvania now, and I'm paying attention to the Falcons. It was kind of odd that they had Michael Penix not play in the last preseason game.
Last two.
Last two. So what is the plan for Michael Penix is my question to you.
I think just getting more into the film room, working with the coaches. You could see a little bit of what happened with Trey Lance his rookie year. He could come in and get some plays here and there in certain schemes. But there's nothing major that I think is going to happen with Michael Penix unless Kirk Cousins get hurt. So maybe since the injury bug had hit, they got shaken a little bit. That's the only thing I can think of. But I feel like he should at least play 2 series, both games, the last 2 games. But hey, it's his plan. I guess he feel like he's getting enough in practice. But ain't nothing like game reps. Because if he has to come in at any point this season, those game reps will come back and hurt him just a little bit until he get acclimated to the speed. And think about it, preseason, you're going to begin 2nd and 3rd string players. You go to the regular season, it's all 1st string. The speed is different. Players' IQs are different. So this may come back to bite him, but let's just hope not.
All right, my follow-up to that is,
okay,
are the Falcons really being honest with the fan base or the league? Is Kirk Cousins healthy? Because that's one of the reasons why I can see why they didn't play him. Fearing that, if he gets hurt, he might not be able to step in for Kirk Cousins. Is Kirk Cousins truly healthy?
That I don't know the answer to. I'm gonna be honest with you, real. All coaches lie. I mean, it's just part of their damage control. If they get their damage control underhand, I just think it could be a possibility because I actually said it on one of my shows about 2 weeks ago. I would not be surprised if he's still, a little stiff in the leg. He says he's moving fine, but they're not going to tell you what's going on because damage control. They don't want the fan base to panic. So we'll see what happens week 1. If Mike Penix comes out at any point in week 1, we'll know exactly what the problem is.
That's not good, but okay.
I mean, it's not good, but what can you do?
Oh, I got my good old friend Miss Jenny in the chat line. She say no, Kirk isn't healthy.
Hey, Miss Jenny. Hey, Miss Jenny. Look. We'll see.
Hey, thank God the Saints, Carolina Panthers suck.
Yeah. And Smitty, they say you're a comedian tonight because
hey man, look, They know I cook the food, and Tony Wright know more than anybody.
Yeah, they say Smitty a comedian tonight, so there you go.
Hey, they know.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me see what else we got. Kurt was cleared by doctors. Well, yeah, but cleared by doctor don't mean you healthy though, right?
Yeah, that don't mean you healthy. That just means you can get around like you supposed to. Shit, he stepped the wrong way. We could be talking about this same thing in 2 weeks. So it happens. It could happen in practice, but we'll see.
Kurt, you better be ready because you're gonna be running. That's for sure. You're gonna be running game 1. I can tell you that right now. You're gonna be running.
Schmidt, coach is a Steelers fan. That's why he's saying that.
Yeah, exactly. Just make sure y'all got a quarterback. That's how about that?
They're gonna have we got a quarterback. Might not be one everybody's thinking about. But you know, he's gonna be the one everybody wants. But hey, as long as he can stay up right now, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm sidetracking, but I'm gonna be honest. We suffered a rough injury today on our offensive line. That made me drop my enthusiasm a little bit. So I'm not gonna say too much about the game because Samulo, he one of our stalwart offensive linemen, and he got a pec injury, and we dodged a bullet. They thought it was gonna be for the year, but it's like 2 to 3 weeks, something like that. So, well, plug and play. That's all you can do now because it seems like a lot of folk getting hurt. I wanted to get rid of the preseason, but you know, it's what it is. Sidetrack.
I mean, injury is part of the game. I mean, that's something you can't get rid of. I mean, that's gonna be a certainty every year. Yep. No way around that.
Smith, I just got a text. They want to know if you was the DJ, if Russell Wilson is under center.
Here it come.
Is Russell Wilson under center? What Future song are you gonna play to get in his head?
March Madness. That's my favorite Future song.
Mine too, Smitty. I'm with you.
Okay, so okay, so let me.
But you know what they're gonna play? It ain't gonna be March Madness.
Yeah,
it's gonna be Gucci flip flops.
Yeah, he said he got it out. He said he got it out to feel F. Russell. So you'll hear that a couple of times.
Exactly.
Ooh, boy, I tell you, boy, we do a whole lot on this show, but boy, I didn't mean to go down that route, but I had.
Hey, it happens.
All right, Smitty. So before you go, how much props are you giving Terry Fontenot for going to the most dead money to the least dead money in 2 years?
I give him all the props, but I give more props to Arthur Blank this year for letting Terry Fontenot do his job. He hasn't interfered. He pushed Rich McKay all the way to the soccer side of the sports, and he letting the brothers do their job. So now, hey, if they do their job and they bring in the right pieces, everything is fine. But
everything is fine. All right, bro. I know you got to go on and do your show. Go on and get prepared for it, man. I so appreciate it, Smitty. And go ahead and let everybody know where they can find your social media, even though I done told them it's going across the screen as they can see. But go ahead and do it anyway.
Find me on Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube. Find me on the NFC South Roundtable Tuesdays at 7 p.m. With content creators from the Panthers, Bucks, and Saints. You can find me this season, Sundays post games directly after the game, and Wednesdays at 8 o'clock for the preview shows. We will have special guests from other teams, other podcasters coming in, talking, supporting their team against my Atlanta Falcons. So shout out to my 95 North Sports Machine crew, Alberto, Chris, and we're gonna do our thing and take it to another level this year.
All right, so that means we got to get you in a little early before 8 o'clock then, huh?
Yep.
Right.
But when you need me, I'm there, bro.
There it is. All right, man. All right, Smith, I appreciate it, bro. Good
no
deal,
doubt.
man. I appreciate it.
D-Will, get that oxygen tank because I'm telling you, you did not take one deep breath during that run.
I got an energy to travel.
There you go.
Okay,
we
got you.
Get it.
Coach,
right,
appreciate you.
All right, Smitty.
All right, Smitty.
All right, everybody. There my man is Smitty Smith, and I know D Will, you got the road. D Will, you want to get your ballers and busters before you leave?
Buster, I'm going with Paul Feinbaum. Boy Stop, I'm going with Paul Feinbaum, and I don't got a baller this week because a baller I'm gonna turn into a non-shot caller, and I'm gonna get that to Paul Feinbaum this week.
Boy, the hat trick. Paul Feinbaum. Hat trick.
Wow,
that's a first.
Yeah. All right, bro. I know you got the road. Let everybody know where they can find you at, and where they can find you at next Wednesday as well.
I mean, you already know, man. Every Monday, 12 noon, Eyeball Podcast, #1 podcast for all things high school and college basketball in the state of Alabama, man. And every Tuesday and Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, you can catch the Eyeball Radio live on YouTube, man. Just search Little IBALL Radio on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and listen to what we got to say. We be going crazy on this, so make sure y'all tap in, man.
There it is. All right, bro. We'll holler at you next week, man.
All right, next Wednesday right here, man. Y'all have a good show.
All right. Later.
All right, peace.
Nice, D Will.
There it is, D Will. I'm not sure if I agree with this, Rev, Coach, with what Wallace said on here in the chat.
I think Smitty brought out a good point that we can't really grade his performance until this year because Rich McKay been in the way.
Yeah, for sure.
So once Rich McKay has been out the way, we can say at least for this offseason leading up to this season, he's done a phenomenal job. Can we say he's done a good job since he was hired? I don't think so because he hasn't really been in control. So we can only grade him, in my opinion, starting with this year when finally he's been given the keys to the car and he can drive without Rich McKay being in the passenger.
Coach, what you got on that? You agree?
Well, Terry said he didn't say he was doing a good or bad job. He just said he was doing his job. He didn't say good or bad. So it's open for interpretation. I agree with both of y'all. And this question can be answered again after this season. Then, with the pickups and the transfer, everybody coming in, and Terry actually having a say-so instead of Rich McKay messing up everything. I mean, doing the general manager. We gonna see. It's to be continued.
There you go. All right, man. Now it's time for our ballers and busters and Boy Stop. Let me go ahead and put that up there. Yeah, there you go. All right, I'm gonna start off with the ballers, the busters, and Boy Stop. I'm gonna start off with my baller. Go ahead and put your ballers into the chat so we can read them out. My baller this week goes out to none other than the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets for not because just of the win, but because it's what the city of Atlanta needed. The Braves were kind of up and down, and the Hawks, we still mad at the Hawks, still mad at the Falcons, and Georgia Tech, first game of college football season across the water, went ahead and ran for 198 yards on the ground, and it was just fun to see that there was no wing T option anywhere in this offense, and they was playing actual football the way that football is meant to be played. So shout out to Georgia Tech for starting off the holiday weekend with a victory. Yeah, so Georgia Tech gets my baller for this week. All right, I'm gonna go this way. So Reb, what you got?
I'm gonna stay in the same vein. I'm gonna give Brent Key the baller award for being great coach this past week. He's been showing signs of elevating the program. We know this is not even officially his full year 3. It's 2.5 years when he took over the team after the hype man, 404 hype man, who didn't do anything but just get people hype with no W's to accompany the hype. He had to, start basically from scratch, changing the culture.
Yes,
and we see now that there's a culture change at Georgia Tech, And we see that the program seems to be headed in the right direction. So my baller goes to Brent Key, and hopefully he can get his team to a quality bowl game. I don't know if they'll win the ACC this year, but it looks like they're heading in the right direction.
All right, so we got them in the chat. Let's see. Yes, Georgia Tech did their thing. I gotta see who they play next. They play Georgia State next. So can Georgia Tech be the state champions for this year? They gotta play Georgia State. They gotta play Kennesaw State, and then they gotta play Georgia. So
yes, boy, that's my boy stop moment already. Don't even come to me with my boy stop. So,
there it is right there. All right, Dan said indeed, definitely Georgia Tech was the baller. A good one outcome. Yes, it was a definitely good deal though.
Well,
look at my auntie chiming in. What's up, auntie? She says it's about time. It's about time.
I think
everybody's about time.
Over here. The big one is coming after that. Get it be the Georgia State.
Hey, I'm just saying, it is what it is. All right, time for the Busters.
Hold up.
Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry, my bad.
My baller is the Atlanta Falcons, and for a reason off the field, they just donated over 1,000 cleats, practice pants, hygiene supplies, and equipment to Douglas High School, and that was real good. They donated all that to Doug to help them out with their program. So I got to give the Falcons some love on that move.
Okay, off the field, Raheem Morris and the Falcons and Terry Fontenot and Arthur Blank are always in the community doing something.
Can I add to what Coach just said with Arthur Blank, since you mentioned his name?
Absolutely.
Arthur Blank just donated through his foundation 4 football fields to 4 HBCUs: Clark Atlanta University, Albany State University, Savannah State University, and Miles College in Birmingham, Alabama. The Arthur Blank Foundation gave them all 4 fields. And if you see Clark's field, it's pretty dope.
All red.
Black. I never seen anything like that.
Yeah, they're going to have to come up with a name for it, because let's see, Boise State, their field is blue. They got the Smurf turf. So Clark Atlanta got to come up with a cool name for it.
And Albany State is blue and gold.
Yeah, so there you go.
Okay.
Yep, so that's good.
Let's see. Mr. Roy Michael Johnson said Grayson of Georgia beating Thompson out of Alabama last week. He would say that after D. Will leave. Huh?
That's what I was going to say. D. Will gone.
Yeah, D. Will is gone, so he would say that after D. Will. All right, here we go with the Busters. All right, the Busters, put your Busters in now. A Buster is somebody that's like, man, you didn't do good this week. So my Buster is off a sport. It's off the sports. It's a little, it's a sideline kind of deal. My Buster this week, it could have been easily a boy stop, but and this is let me go ahead and do a disclaimer before I say this. This is no shot to anybody in the alphabet community. But I just have to say what I feel. My Buster goes out to the Sinker Tank. As he adamantly had an opinion about. Anyway, just look it up.
Yeah,
that's about the best I can do.
That's all you can say.
Reb, I did good, right, Reb?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. All right, Reb, your turn. Who's your Buster?
I'm going to go back to D. Will mentioning this name several times. My Buster award goes to Mike Norville. In whose world was it a good idea for you to bring DJU? That was one of the dumbest moves that he could have made, because once again, as I stated earlier in the show, he was a buster. at Clemson. He was a buster at Oregon State. So what you thought he was going to be at Florida State? So that's why Mike Norvell, you get my buster for this week.
Yeah. That's a good one.
All right, Coach, what you got?
My buster goes to Dawson Odoms, coach of Norfolk State. Coach, when it's late in the game and you down by 1, why are you trying to go for 2? You had 6 minutes left in the game, and you tried to go for 2. Everybody in the country knew you was gonna run. Somebody talking about, well, the quarterback missed a hole. Well, I guess he did because he didn't make it. And now all FAMU did was just walk the ball down the field, taking their time. You use up all your timeouts, and they just ran out the clock when you could have had a tie game. And after the game, he said, well, my players were gassed. Coach, you got subs, don't you? How many subs you got on the sideline? You sub in and out, sir. But they lost that game. They had no business losing that game against FAMU. And then plus, you ran for 190-something yards in the first half, 150-something yards in the first half, and didn't make any adjustments. Florida A&M made the adjustments and shut you down, and you didn't change what you were doing. So Dawson Odom, Norfolk State, y'all get my bust of the week.
Coach, you know what his nickname is? You know, he used to coach at Southern.
Big Worm.
Big Worm.
He looked like Faison Love. He looked just like him.
He sure looked like Faison Love. Bro.
He looked just like him. Big Worm from Fridays. That's what he looked like.
All right, so I guess don't nobody have no busters. Well, hold on. Yeah, no.
FSU, Roy Michael Johnson.
Oh, yeah. FSU, yeah, I see it. I don't know if this is a buster or a baller.
Heineken is gone. Heineken.
All right, so I guess this is a baller for this week. Jenny said, being a diehard fan, season ticket holder, I'm excited that the season tickets are sold out.
Yeah.
That means it's gonna be traffic each and every time you go down there. But we used to it. We live in the A, so you should be used to it by now. But for the first time in a long time, season tickets are sold out at the Binge. Yes. All right, now it's time to get to the boy stop. Somebody, something, or a situation that just made you say, boy, stop. All right, so for mine, I'm going to have to give another disclaimer. I have to. My disclaimer is, mind your business. Sometimes you got to mind your business. So I had the luxury to watch this, the Funky Friday interview with Cam Newton and this young lady on there as well. And Lord have mercy, people came after Cam and yada yada yada, this and this and that. And my ball stop is to the people who always look at things one-sided and never open up the whole box to see that everybody's involved and who contributes to what and whatever the case may be. So my boy stop goes off to the people who didn't say anything about everything that went on that surrounded this whole situation as she was being interviewed, and everybody talked about the fact that he has 8 kids by 3 different women, and she came on the show saying that she thought she thought he had 4. Well, first of all, you need to do your research before you go on the show. Get all your facts. Get accurate. Not sure if that would have changed her dynamic of what she had to say, but my point was, if you looked at how she was dressed, it looked like she was trying to become baby mama number
Wow.
I mean, and to be honest, and I'm just gonna say this, you know, and if anybody want to come for me, I got a little shout in there in the room. So, come on. I would say this: the young lady is known for 2 interviews: the Cam Newton interview and the Nick Cannon interview. Combined interview, they have 20 kids.
Golly.
So now, tell me who else of a significance that she's been interviewed by that could have gone viral. I mean, I don't see anybody that has. So that's just observation. So if you're trying to be the you're trying to be the female version of the Cat Williams, then I guess you succeeded. You talked about low vibrational, low functioning people and things and all this other kind of stuff. Well, I don't see where the anybody else knocking your door down to be interviewed for them to interview you other than the people who have a whole bunch of kids. And that's my boy stop.
Wow.
Red, my bad.
Now you got real philosophical on that one, man.
I'm just saying. I have to speak the truth. So that's my truth and that's my observation. So, Red, you say I didn't have to go to a boy stop for you because your boy stop was the Georgia State champion.
Yeah, that boy stop right there.
Yeah. All right, Coach, what you got?
My boy stop is a familiar target who is the spokesman for what he calls America's team, Jerry Jones. Jerry, shut up. I mean, Jerry, just shut up. Your team, you signed CeeDee Lamb, your chest starts swelling up, but then you get on there with a profanity-laced tirade talking about nobody can do your job better than you. And I'm like, Jerry, the last time you went to the Super Bowl, you could watch the game repeatedly on VHS tapes. So, Jerry, God, dog, you keep talking. You more than everybody's seen it. You more for show than winning, and it's manifesting itself every day. All you want is eyes on your team, mouths talking about your team. If they don't win the Super Bowl, you'll come speak for the coach and say, "Well, thing just didn't work out for us." Instead of you letting the coach talk, you come out there and talk. So, Jerry, one day everybody already recognized University made the biggest mistake in your illustrious general manager career by firing Jimmy Johnson. We know that's where you messed up at. But anyway, yeah, Jerry, step back, watch the games. Don't say nothing every game, and just see what happens with your team when you let the players and coach do the talking. You talk too much.
There it is. And a boy stop goes out to my boy Roy Michael Johnson. LeBron acting like Bron is going to be on the same court as him, probably from dad. Boy stop.
Daddy.
That's good, Mike.
That was good, right? That one.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, Lord,
I
Daddy.
don't know if this is a boy stop. What is this here? Who will Falcons pick up now?
No,
maybe.
Just a question.
Yeah, they probably gonna go with 2 quarterbacks. All right, Dez, you're absolutely right. That could have been a buster, but you know I had to pick and choose, so I chose that one as my boy stop. All right, well, anybody else got any boy stops? Honorable mention or anything like that? I don't see anything else in the chat. Anybody on the panel got an honorable mention or anything like that you want to throw out there?
On honorable mention, boys, stop got to be the Florida State fans.
Oh,
boys, stop.
Delusional.
delusional. Y'all can stop with all the we were done wrong last year stuff. Y'all can stop that now.
Yeah. What a way to start the season, right?
Yes, sir.
Hold on. I got to step away about 5 seconds. Hold on. Y'all keep talking.
Oh, we was. Yeah, Reb. So did you happen to look at the interview on the Funky Friday with Cam Newton?
No, I missed it, but you gave me something to go watch. I missed
Gave you something to go watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch.
Just I just want your observation. Just, you know, and while we on the subject, Darius told me, Howard told me to make sure that I get your contact information, or I send you his contact information, because he say y'all go back. Me and Darius actually grew up together on Bankhead. Wow. You don't know him from Bankhead, but he's one of them Bankhead guys, man, that we grew up together playing baseball together, man. I took him under my wing, even though he's older. I took him under my wing because I was kind of like the quarterback kind of guy in the neighborhood. But I know his mom. Now, I don't know the sister that you know. I know his younger sister.
Yeah, Tamika.
You know Tamika. I didn't know Tamika.
Yeah, his family were members at my dad's church, Wheat Street.
Yeah, he told me, he said, well, your dad was powerful, boy. I said, well, his son powerful too.
Well, I appreciate it.
And I think it's up. Something is going on and up, but because I keep revisiting you on the show and things of that nature. Maybe God is up to something and putting us together to kind of maybe touch some lives somehow.
Yes, sir.
So we go keep praying on that and things of that nature. So yeah, because I got a couple of ideas as well.
Okay.
I'm taking I'm in the process of taking a speaking academy course as we speak. So yeah, so we can kind of tag team some things together, man, and really see if we can uplift some folks, because there's some people that need some uplifting.
For sure.
For sure. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our round table discussion. Let me switch my banner out. Boom. There we go. All right.
Hey, before you get started, you might take that comment down.
Oh, yeah. I didn't take it down. Yeah. Hold on. There we go.
There go Red.
Yeah.
Red.
Oh, there go Red. What's up, Red? He right on time, because I got some baseball stuff for him.
Okay.
All right, so our roundtable discussion. Let's go ahead and talk about CeeDee Lamb's contract. And Coach, I'm gonna let you start it off since you had already started on Jerry Jones. I think personally, Jerry Jones, and I had asked this question, he's a much better owner / marketer than he is a GM. That's goes without saying. Cowboys reaching over $10 billion. And I think what has happened now is the signing of CeeDee Lamb probably pushes this value of the Cowboys up another $1 million. And when he signs probably Dak, it's going to go up another. So by next year, $12 billion would be the value of the Cowboys, in my opinion. But Coach, I'm going to let you go ahead and go off about the CeeDee Lamb right up under Justin Jefferson, and whether this leave Jamar Chase as the next person to be signed.
Yeah, they talking about Jerry Jones tried to call CeeDee Lamb bluff, and CeeDee Lamb said, okay, you do realize that the next highest receiver to me caught about 800-900 yards less than I do. So go ahead and try to win without me. And Jerry figured it out. Oh Lord, I can't win without him. Don't win. You ain't winning with him anyway, but you really can't win without him with those guys. So he went on and paid him. So, and Jamar Chase, personally, I think, in my opinion, Jamar should sit out the whole year. I think he should sit out and just be an observer. Because if they're not going to pay him what he's worth, just watch it from the sideline. So you want to play the Steelers. I mean, so watch it from the sideline, Jamar.
And I can't take those kind of statements seriously when I know he's a Steelers fan and they're in the same division. Can't take him serious.
No, he's gonna get signed because I mean they got issues. T. Higgins is on, I think the franchise tag. But Rev, to your point, like you always say, y'all pay them quarterbacks all that money. But forget, the quarterback is no good without his receivers and running backs. And now you done paid Joe Burrow a lot of money. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, like, what about us?
Yeah.
All right, Red, what you got on the CeeDee Lamb signing and what we doing with Jamar Chase now?
I think Jerry Jones messed up. You don't play with your star player. Like, he's the star player.
Right.
At least on offense and arguably for the entire team. And you don't play with somebody like that going down almost to the wire, not giving CeeDee Lamb what you know you're going to have to pay him. Like, his contract is way more warranted at market value than Dak Prescott's.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure he's happy. And you take care of him because he has delivered the goods year after year after year. So I think that was just a misplayed hand by Jerry Jones. And now, what's his name? Mike Brown at Cincinnati. He might as well just go ahead on and get ready to sign Jamar Chase, because as long as Joe Burrow's on that team, Jamar Chase is going to be on that team. As long as Joe Burrow happy, you better make sure that he stays happy by getting Jamar Chase on. So no need to prolong the inevitable. Do what you got to do, even if that means you got to trade T. Higgins, because we know Jamar Chase ain't going nowhere. So get ready to go ahead and sign.
Yeah. Totally agree. I totally agree with that. All right, so next in the news, now it's come out that LeBron James is trying to put together a team to bid on the Las Vegas franchise. So my first question is this a foregone conclusion that we will have basketball in Las Vegas? Second question would be, if LeBron James outbids, let's say, Jeff Bezos, what does this do for his legacy as an NBA player? Rev, I'll start with you first.
Definitely the NBA is going to Las Vegas because you already have a WNBA team there, as well as an NFL team. Once the NFL started playing Vegas, you already know the NBA wasn't far behind. So that's a foregone conclusion. If LeBron outbids Jeff Bezos, it just adds to his legacy, being a high school legend, arguably the GOAT, depending upon who you talk to. And then also he already built a major entertainment empire while he was in the league. And then he also empowered people. So it's just the next step to his greatness as a businessman. Now, the only thing to me is he's going to have to let somebody else take the credit, because I don't know if he can own an NBA team or try to bid on an NBA team while he's still in the league. So that's the only thing that may be problematic. But we already know LeBron is playing chess while everybody's playing checkers. And that's why he's already become a billionaire before he's even retired. So while people at the 10-yard line, LeBron is on the other end scoring touchdowns. So, it's just a matter of time. He's going to own some. He already owns like minority.
Boston Red Sox soccer team.
He already has minority ownership in multiple sports. Right. So we already know it's coming down the pike at some point.
And let's be real, Clutch Sports.
Oh yeah, that's all him.
Yeah, yeah. They can say what they want to say. They got some paper. They got some nice people to do some good paperwork. But yeah,
anybody who could get his son a 4-year contract as a second-round player,
late second round.
Yeah, Clutch Sports is definitely all about LeBron, mainly about LeBron, because ain't no way in the world Bronny was supposed to sign no 4-year contract guaranteed. Come on, man, stop.
Yeah,
I know you can do it for me, Papa.
Yeah, that could have been another boy stop.
Facts.
Yeah, Facts. That could have been another boy stop. All right, so we got the baseball pick'em. So y'all sit back and relax and read. I know you go enjoy this. So here we go. So this one I'm gonna do, fellas, just in honor of, I was just sitting around and me and Darius, Red, we were sitting around talking, and I said, he was like, man, you remember when we used to sit around and play tonk, and we used to play tonk, and whoever tonk out first get the first pick. If you tonk out second, you get the second pick. And it goes on, and we'll go around the baseball diamond picking our players, baseball players. So this is what I'm going to do. We're not going to play tonk, but I'm going to ask you, we're going to do first base, third base, shortstop, center field. Up the catcher, second base, shortstop, first. We're going to just do the catcher in the infield and 3 starting pitchers. I'm going to give you 3 names. You tell me who you choose. Now, the thing about it is you would have had to see these guys play, whoever you choose. You can't just say because you heard somebody say that they're a good player, whatever the case. So, All right, so we're going to start off at first base. I'm going to give you 3 names, and you tell me who you pick. So, Coach, Reb, get ready. And Red, I know you're online, so give me your 3. First base, I got Will Clark, Mark McGwire, and who else did I have? Mark McGwire, Will Clark. Oh, Big Papi.
Big Papi.
Anybody can go first?
Yeah, anybody can go first.
I'm going to go with Big Papi because he had more clutch moments than either 2 of those players. Even though he was on the juice, Mark McGwire was on the juice too. So I guess that's not even a part of the equation. If I was just hitting for average, I would go Will Clark. If I was going for home runs, I would go Mark McGwire. But when he goes to champions, also clutch, Big Papi all day,
Big
every
Papi all
day,
day.
any day.
All right. Not the Minnesota Big Papi, but the
Boston Red Sox.
Okay.
He was a spring hitter.
Red said Big Papi as well, but all right, Colt, what you got?
Yeah, I'm going with the large daddy. Yeah, Mike McGwire, that senator called him. I don't know if his defense was that good, but he hit a home run, which everybody always talk about his home run. And then Clark, like Rev said, average. But I'm gonna go with large Papi. He did it all.
All right, good deal. I like Big Papi as well. Big Papi is definitely the Boston Big Papi. Yeah. Plus, if I go Big Papi, he can probably bring me over some of those cigars he got over there in the Dominican. All right, second base. Lou Whitaker, Ryan Sandberg, Joe Morgan.
Ooh, God, duh.
Yeah, I know, Coach. Yeah, Coach. This is almost like the fun bag, but this is the sports version.
Yeah.
So I don't remember Joe Morgan because I think I was like 3-4 years old when he played.
All right, so he out for you.
So he's out. So I would probably go. I want to go with Lou Whitaker, but I'm gonna go with Ryan Sandberg.
Okay.
Rhino
was a beast.
Yeah.
I think he Cubs was something else.
Yeah, I know Lou won a World Series back in the 80s.
He was a hitter too. I think that was 87 team won that World Series or 84.
Like 84, somewhere around there. Yeah.
So Red going Ryan Sandberg as well. All right, Coach. I know you still over there. You was over there thinking, Coach. That's too hard for you.
No, it's tough. But I'm gonna go with the big red machine. I'm gonna go with Joe Morgan because Morgan was one of the glues of that team. He was one of the big timers on there, Hall of Famer. And then Sweaty Lou. I'm gonna have to go Ryan behind Sweet Lou. Ryan Sandberg and then Lou Whitaker.
Yeah, I agree for sure. I seen Joe Morgan play. I was into baseball at 5 years old, believe it or not. So I was in there and I was entrenched into baseball at an early age.
Well, that was everybody in our age group.
Yeah.
Because until they went on strike in the 90s, baseball was the sport in America.
Yeah.
I was such a big Braves fan, and Coach, I'm dating myself. I'm going back to Jeff Burroughs, Brian Asselstein, Biff Pocoroba.
Not the Bifster.
Yeah. Look, Louis Gomez, look, Mike Lum, Charlie Spikes. I can name them all. Man.
You didn't hit the note right there, Mike Lum. God, yes, sir. You didn't hit the note there. Woo-hoo.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna move over to shortstop. This gonna be tough, and I'm putting A-Rod in the shortstop position. So I'm going A-Rod, Ozzie Smith, and Derek Jeter.
So I'm gonna have to go with the captain.
Yeah,
Derek Jeter. He's the biggest champion out of all of them. He played in one of the roughest markets, and he's so beloved because he was a champion. He really was part of the group that led the Yankees to having that championship DNA, or to start them having championship DNA in the 90s. So I'm going to have to go with Derek Jeter, the captain.
Yeah. I don't think you can find anybody say anything wrong about Derek Jeter. Nothing at all. I mean, it universally loved, and I say that on and off the field. Universally loved. I mean, he was just a consummate Yankee. Ozzie was athletic, but Ozzie couldn't hit like those boys. A-Rod, he could rake it, but of course, you know what happened with him. He was kind of liked and not liked, but everybody liked Derek Jeter. So I'm gonna go with the Jeter.
Listen, Ozzie couldn't drive in runs, but he sure can save some runs. Tell you that much.
Yeah, that glove.
Yes, Lord. All right, third base gonna be just as hard as shortstop.
I don't think so. I bet it ain't.
I guarantee you. I can guarantee you that. Let's see what Red got to say.
Jeter.
Oh, he said Jeter already.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so third base. We're going George Brett, Mike Schmidt, and Chipper Jones. Yeah, Coach. Yeah. Third base wasn't no joke now. I just told you.
Tough. I'm gonna go with the A guy.
Absolutely.
Chipper Jones, because all of them kind of have almost the same resume. I think what takes Chipper over the top is because he was a switch hitter.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm going to lean toward Chipper Jones.
I'm with you on that. Definitely with you on that. Like Red says simple. Chipper.
Oh. It ain't that simple.
Even Auntie chimed in on that one. She said Chipper too. Coach said it ain't that simple, huh? I told you third base was gonna be just as hard.
Yeah, the only thing that disqualifies Schmidt is he didn't hit for average. He hit 800 home runs and about 210, so that take him out the equation. But Brett could hit for average and power, and Chipper could hit for average. But I think Chipper, glove wise, was a little better. So I'm gonna go with Chipper barely over George Brett.
Okay, that's fair. Very, very fair. All right, so I asked this question about left field, and when I named the first name, they said you ain't even got to name nobody else. You can start right there. So I wonder if this gonna happen now. Left field. Barry Bonds, Vince Coleman. I know it's you know, it's this and that, but and George Foster.
I was Barry Bonds all day, any day.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think about it. You got to have a leadoff hitter as well.
And he could do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Vince Coleman, I used to hate Vince Coleman because I was a New York Mets fan at the time because I was living in New York. When he played for the St. Louis Cardinals, man, he used to give the Mets the blues, stealing all those bases. I mean, that joke. Like when he get on first base, you might as well chalk it up. He's going to be at third.
Yeah.
But Barry Bonds is the complete player. Even before the steroids, man, he was just a baller.
Yeah.
He didn't even need the San Francisco Giants stats in order to go to Hall of Fame. He was already a Hall of Famer when he left Pittsburgh.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
All right, Coach. I know you're going probably Bonds, right?
Yes, sir. No problem. Bonds.
All right, well, let's go on the center field. Let's make this thing difficult. Kirby Puckett, Andrew Jones, Ken Griffey Jr.
It's 1-3. Andrew had a good career, but that LA Dodgers stint was terrible.
Yeah. So
what's the first name again?
Kirby Puckett.
Kirby.
God damn it. I'm going to go with Ken Griffey Jr. because he was a transcendent player for most of his career. Kirby was an all-star, but Ken Griffey was transcendent when he played for the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
That's why I'm going to go with Ken Griffey Jr.
No respect for Andrew Jones.
Junior had the sweetest swing in baseball. I mean, you can't stop that one. That was the sweetest swing in baseball.
Yeah, the 18-year-old kid hit 2 home runs in the World Series.
And did something that LeBron is seeking to do. He played with his dad.
Sure did, yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, well, that's Ken Griffey.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking about Andrew Jones, who hit the home runs in
okay.
Oh, yeah. Andrew made a name for himself. You know, he had that game where he hit 2 home runs against the Yankees in the World Series. He just didn't sustain it as long as Griffey and Kirby did. So I would put Andrew Jones third, Kirby second. And because, I mean, Kirby Puckett really, since Kirby is gone, that's the only time that in my lifetime the Twins have been very relevant. They're decent now. Yeah. But they were championship contenders. And it always hurts me when I think about that home run he hit against Charlie Lieberman.
Yeah, I agree.
Lieberman was in the game anyway.
And cheating ass Kurt Herbeck. I'm just saying. Sorry, Red, but I had that slipped out. But anyway, right field. Right field may be just as hard as center field. Ichiro, Tony Gwynn, Sammy Sosa.
Go ahead, Coach. I'm gonna see what you guys say.
It's easy for me. Sosa, Tony Gwynn, the best hitter in baseball during his time and during lifetime. Sosa could just, Sosa hit the home run, but doggone Gwynn would, Greg Maddux even had a problem with Gwynn. Come on, man. Gwynn hit everybody. It didn't matter what you threw. Fastball, slider, curve, slow pitch, Ephus pitch, knuckleball. Tony Gwynn hidden without a doubt, and it's barely over. Sosa was doing his thing, but Tony Gwynn, one of the best top 3 hitters in baseball all time.
All time, man.
We go get Ichiro some love.
Yeah, Ichiro could rake it too, but he just can't give. He wasn't on that level with that guy. He wasn't on that level.
Because hitting wise, Ichiro and Gwynn did the same thing. They hit for average. Ichiro wasn't really a power hitter. He had more speed on the base path for sure.
Yeah.
But Tony Gwynn was walking 300 plus every year. Yeah. It didn't matter who was around him, who batted in front of him, behind him. He was still going to bat for 300
all day.
Yeah. 8 batting titles for Tony Gwynn.
Yeah. He's a monster, man.
All right, last but not least, well, not last, but the catcher position. We got Benjamin Molina. We got Johnny Bench and Benito Santiago.
How did Benito make it? Ours? Come on now.
Yeah, man. The defense. Defense.
He was iconic throwing people out from his knees.
Yeah.
That he made that a thing. But you gotta go with the red machine, Johnny Bench.
Easy.
When Johnny Bench had the baseball show for kids. That's how iconic he was. What was it called, Coach? What was the name of that show?
Cool. I know what it was.
He would bring in a star baseball
player.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I used to watch it on Saturday morning.
For sure, man.
I think it had the name Machine in it.
Hold on. Well, that's the beauty of Google now. I'll get it to you. But yeah, I'm going with Johnny Bench.
All right, so this gonna be the last one. And I gotta see what y'all thinking about.
The baseball bunch.
We got the who?
The baseball bunch.
Baseball bunch, yeah. No, we gotta go to starting pitchers. I'm sorry. I'm gonna give you 5 pitchers. You give me 3 pitchers. 3 pitchers, and I'm gonna give you 5 selections. J.R. Richards, Nolan Ryan, Greg Maddux, Dwight Gooden, Steve Carlton.
Leave me alone. Bye. I'll holler at y'all.
Name them again one more time.
Nolan Ryan, J.R. Richards, Greg Maddux, Dwight Gooden, Steve Carlton.
All right. So I'm gonna have to go with Nolan Ryan.
Give me 3.
Because of longevity. And the way he clocked Robin Ventura as an old man. Like Robin Ventura better be glad there was no such thing as TikTok and Instagram then.
No, he'd be lying.
I'm gonna have to go with Greg Maddux. He brought another style of baseball, being off speed, knowing how to pinpoint his pitches. He became a champion. Now, the only thing about Greg Maddux was his playoff production.
Yeah, I was gonna say his pinpoint precision was working in the regular season, but not necessarily in the playoff.
So I might have to attribute that to cold weather.
Okay.
And then Lord knows I want to say Dwight Gooden because he was iconic when I lived in New York. I lived in New York in the 80s. And Dwight Gooden just was New York gold. I mean, who had the best 12-6 curveball? Dwight Gooden or Bert Blyleven? Shoot, when Dwight was on, it was Dwight Gooden. Because it made it even more wicked because he had such a powerful fastball. And then you up there looking for that fastball, he throw that big curve on you. It's like good night. Because I remember when he struck out the first 9 batters in the game. And then when they used to be at Shea Stadium, they would lift up those K's.
Yeah, all
and
day.
put them, he started because the K started with Dr. K, Dwight Gooden, what they used to do in Shea Stadium. But I would probably have to give the nod to Steve Carlton over Dwight Gooden because Steve Carlton did it longer.
All right, so you're going lefty, righty, righty. You go put Greg Maddux in between the lefty and the power pitch.
Well, I think I'm gonna go Nolan to start things off because I like the fastball. Then I'll put Greg Maddux. Then I would do Steve Carlton.
All right, Coach, what you?
I'm gonna bring Nolan in because his story is one of the greatest travesties of American history. Nolan Ryan never won a Cy Young. Unbelievable how he never won a Cy Young. I'm going with Nolan. Then Greg Maddux to throw everybody off. And then hear the music. Oh, my bad. And then Dwight Gooden.
You going Nolan Ryan and who else?
Greg Maddux and Dwight Gooden.
Okay, you got the junk in the middle with the two power pitches on and starting in. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good though. I like that. All right, this gonna be the last one for the night. I guess we'll have to do the fun bag next week. We're in the fun bag next week. All right. If you had to have somebody to lead off your game for you, I'm gonna give you 3 players, and you got to tell me who you would rather have lead off the game. I got Rod Carew, Suzuki Ichiro, and Ricky Henderson.
Ricky Henderson, hands down.
Yeah.
Because Ricky gonna give you speed like Ichiro. Who was the other person?
Rod Carew.
Ricky didn't hit.
Rod Carew was a little before your time, Red.
No, I remember him when he played for Anaheim Angels.
Yeah, there you go.
When it was long. So Rod Carew was a major hitter. He hit for average.
Absolutely.
So Ricky was going to hit for power, and he was going to steal some bases.
I agree.
So that's why I'm going to go with Ricky.
All right, Coach, like you still pondering.
No, ain't no pondering Ricky. When he said Ricky, that was it for me. Ricky be Rickying. If you talk to him, if you talk to him, he'll tell you, I be Rickying.
Man, that's funny.
All right, fellas. Well, that's gonna do it for. That was a round table, but I had to end it with that. But I do have one fun bag question for you, if y'all don't mind. We got the how do you prefer your protein? The chicken, the shrimp, the pork chops, if you're into that. Grill, fried, or baked?
Before diabetes, it was fried. Now, health-wise, it's grill for me now.
Grill.
Now.
On the grill or just, on the grill.
On the grill or just on the stove grill because my health is more important now.
There you go. I agree.
But before diabetes, it's definitely fried.
All right, Cole, what you got?
Grill.
Grill, okay. I like a grill too. My last one. Since we got the Labor Day holiday coming up, which barbecue are you look forward to the most? Labor Day, Memorial Day, or 4th of July?
Ooh. I'm going to say 4th of July because barbecuing seems more like a summer event.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to go 4th of July.
So you can actually have a family reunion in July because the kids out of school and everybody probably be off work. You can come and enjoy yourselves and okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yep, Dad says the 4th as well. So, all right, Coach, with Labor Day weekend coming, so okay, it's the start of football has anything to do with Labor Day, even though we can barbecue and do all this other kind of stuff. I mean, just something to think about.
Well, it's got to be 4. Like
Got
you
to be
say,
the 4.
Will Smith plays Summertime. You sitting out there chilling, relaxing in the 4. Might be a little hot, but you got the shade trees. You got everything. You got everybody able to come, hang
got
out.
to shade the trees.
Yeah, you got the shade trees, everything. You good? I'll say 4.
All right, man. Well, that'll do it. Well, that's going to do it for the show tonight, man. Why, man, I sure appreciate y'all coming through, man, and appreciate y'all being on standby as always, man. To give y'all a chance to warm up for Saturday, to warm it up. You know how the church, how the choir rehearse, how to go and warm up before you get it going. Yeah, so you got to kind of get it going during the week. Before you get to Saturday, you can just let it all out. Just let it all out. Shout out to Asa. He said he had some internet connections going on, so he had to bow out. D Will coming through. We'll have to get him an oxygen mask next time. Smitty coming through, giving us all the he's I'm gonna have to tell Smitty don't be thinking about Desmarilla no more. That he almost obsolete in Atlanta at this particular point. But he did the breaking news for Taylor Heineken being traded to, I'm going to say the San Diego Padres. The LA Chargers.
Yeah.
Yep. So shout out to him. Shout out to Asa. Shout out to you, Rev. Shout out to you, Coach. Man, I sure appreciate, again, y'all coming through and making it right with us. So shout out to everybody who tuned in to Sports Roundtable, man. We surely appreciate it. And before we go, make sure you go to SRT Sports Roundtable YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. And share the show, share the show, share the show. We appreciate you sharing it for us tonight. Fellas, and make sure you check out Red and Rev show on Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock. And they don't ever have a end time. They just go until they just get tired of talking.
We may have to have an end time this week since Georgia and Clemson play at 12.
Yeah,
Georgia and Clemson play at 12. I'm going to the gym, but I will be catching y'all a little later on. So I'll be looking forward to it. All right, fellas, give me your shout outs. Go ahead, Rev. We'll start with you.
Shout out to Big Ho again, man.
Yes,
Thanks for that.
Appreciate it.
Being on. Shout out to Coatesville, PA, and the First Baptist Church of Passtown, giving me the freedom to be able to do stuff like this, giving me a great environment to pastor. So big ups to First Baptist Church of Passtown. And let me give a biggest shout out to one of my biggest supporters, Sylvia Jones Harris, who happens to be my mother, for making me some great dinners that allows me to have the energy to do shows like this. So big ups, mama.
There it is. Cannot beat that. Cannot beat that. And make sure you bring that cash up with us next week. Because I plan on winning.
All right.
All right, Coach, what you got?
Shout out as always to H.O. from Bankhead, D. Will, my partner in crime, Rev, partner in crime for how many years, Rev? About 20?
Well, we've been cool since, 20, almost the whole 2000.
Yep, almost.
We met in NYSP, Morehouse College.
Yep.
2000, 2001, somewhere around there.
Yep, Red Rose, wherever you are now, and shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that listen. And big shout out to all the people. Hope y'all join us on Saturday and get some more good sports talk. I mean, these forums are good. We have fun, and that's what it's about. Life is about enjoying yourself.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I had this speaking class today I took before the show. And I'm going to end the show with this as I ended my class with this. In all of us to be great, it takes all of us to help each of us. Simple as that. It takes all of us to help each of us. So let's go be great. And from H.O., from Bankhead, from Rev to Coach to Asa to D. Will, from Smitty, and my main man Hancock, this is Sports Roundtable. R.I.P. Moms and Pops, R.I.P. BC, and we're going to holler at y'all next week. Peace.